he is. Oh, big jump. Look at that big jump, huh?
So welcome back, folks. This episode is part 2 of 4 of our off-grid home build. If you want to see the whole shebang, then feel free to check out part 1. But either way, sit back and enjoy and witness what it's like to be just a little off-grid. One thing we did modify as we were setting up the foundation was the rear of the house. We decided to switch from wood posts to steel because with winter snowfall accumulation sometimes reaching up to 6 feet, having wood posts might not be enough. Plus, since this was the down gradient side of the roof, we didn't really want to risk it.
So what looks like garbage is actually going to be the posts for the foundation of the house. We're trying to repurpose as much as we can. I pulled these from the job site, and it's actually pretty good steel. So, a little thick. Horsefly. And, yeah, we'll see what happens. Anywho.
So the next step was to get these set in concrete first, before setting the wooden posts. The rationale was since the bollards are engineered steel, they're straight. Well, straight enough. So we can use these to base the rest of the foundation off of in terms of measuring where the next posts go. After all, making a straight line first is easier than trying to measure a square on uneven ground.
Okay. Charged. Good. There we go. Fire extinguisher check. Let's finish cutting this son of a gun. Okay. I'm going to use this semi-level surface to mark out that way, which will be the post or the side of the house. So we'll have one more post here and then one big post there. So measure out level, measure the distance down, and then Pythagorean theorem, we'll measure this leg here to make sure that we're at least level down there. So yeah, here we go. Hot damn, look at that. Okay. So we needed to be, oh my goodness. I don't know if I can reach that. Shit. Crap. Yeah, I need a post here. Not exactly sure what I was thinking. Yeah, that's the story of my life. I kind of jump into shit too quick before actually thinking things through. So, yeah. Bad mamma jamma. It'll be 20 feet. 19. Naturally. Damn it. Gotta come out here. Alright, we gotta move this. Turn it. Alright, so 20 right at this edge. So we need to come in. Let's say 4 inches. Cool.
Let's fast forward a bit. Now that we have the steel columns in place and the logs entombed in their eternal concrete dungeon, we are now setting up cross bracing between each of the wood post sections. Of course, I would have loved to have shown you fine viewers this process, but I'm a few stubbies short of a 6-pack and forgot to bring my recording equipment that day, so I wasn't able to record that debacle. Anywho, now technically cross bracing isn't necessary, but we wanted to beef up the foundation setting given that the winds up here on the mountain can and have reached up to 60 miles an hour.
Yo, hello. Almost died. Woo. Okay. All right. Damn. That's gotta go down, huh? Be sure.
At this point in the build, we weren't too confident in using the surrounding logs for the girder beams, so we ended up buying 2x10s to make double glued beams so that there were no issues. After all, using green dimensional lumber that isn't pre-dried can produce some pretty significant shrinkage, which ultimately leads to structural issues when used as load-bearing lumber, so we didn't want to risk it.
So, to give you guys an idea of how we're setting up our floor platform, as you see down there, I'm basically making glulam beams. So, take 2 2x10s, glue them together, flip it, and then nail them or screw them kind of like laterally to give them the extra strength. So technically it should be able to span 10 feet with 2 2x10s. It's kind of the rule of thumb. So, anywho, yeah. Okay. Crap, where's my clamps? Story of my life. Lose my ass if it wasn't attached. Ah, much better.
Now that we have the double beams ready, it was time to hang them. We opted for doing 10-foot beam sections because getting materials up to the land is challenging enough. So ordering lumber beyond what my truck can handle is, well, just no. So anyway, to get these beams in place, we decided to use steel tie plates and high-strength lag screws that will tie into the posts as well as beam to beam.
Bye. Damn it. Come on. What the Oh my God, really? Covered in man glitter. Ow. Put this above my head. Don't be stupid. Do what I want. Thank you. Whew, there we go. Where are we at? Oh, what? That's what I'm talking about. I'd rather be lucky than good. All right, so we got the main support beams up for the floor platform. Oh, that was tough. I'm glad that's over. Now everything's 2x8 stringers for the floor joists, which will be 2x6s, and yeah. Anyway, we'll keep you posted.
Alright, so this next part of the build was way easier. It was now time to start milling floor joists for the actual subfloor platform. So for this we were able to use our plentiful forest supply of beetle-infested trees, and since I planned on milling the joists into actual 2-inch by 8-inch boards, instead of the 1.5 by 7.25 inch size dimensional lumber that you normally get from the store, it makes for a stronger board and can help reduce a lot of the twisting that occurs when the boards dry out. So as I milled the boards from logs, the missus was running the table saw, ripping the boards to get squared edges. This was her first time using the table saw, and she did a fantastic job, given that cutting wood along the grain can be challenging and potentially dangerous. Which was probably a good idea she was doing it instead of me, since I'm about as safe as a greased up hand grenade.
And now it's time for, I don't really know what they're called, but they hold the plywood in place to where they can line up. So like spacer eliminator thingies. Whatever, it'll work. So random fog moved in, which is kind of cool. It's so mystical. Well, we finished the floor, so just gotta put plywood on it. Hey, babe.
No.
So this is our road, and in the fog, looks so freaking cool. It's like a scene at a Silent Hill. Wicked.
Okay, so enough digressing. This is the part where this entire bumbling struggle of a build pays off. It's time to make this thing look like a house and set the subfloor and get some frickin' walls up. Now, we originally intended on milling our lumber for the walls and the roof structure, but like everything in construction, nothing goes the way you want it to.
So, we decided to cave. The weather was hitting, winter is coming, and the milling wasn't going fast enough. So, we got all of our structural lumber from Home Depot. Big fail, I'm sad. But, at least we'll have roof and the walls up before winter, so, yippee!
Now begins the framing of walls. It finally felt like we were making progress. That is until we ran into our first major mishap. Well, it wasn't necessarily our fault as much as my fault for miscalculating the scale of the wall height.
That is a huge wall. Good night.
So when we first initially drew up the plans, we were thinking that a 16-foot back wall and a 23-foot front wall was a good idea. Well, after building the first one, we found out real quick that wet 2x6s with a 20-foot section of wall was going to be impossible to do by hand. But in typical fashion, my stubbornness persevered over temperance and good decisions.
So, you guys can see, we have two drag lines hooked to a 5,000-pound tow strap, hooked to a winch line, hooked to a tree. And we are trying to make this wall go from flat to blat. Yeah, hang on. Woo, mama!
So, honey, look behind you. The bottom plate is totally creased and crooked. Dude, the whole thing is like a tent. I can see it from this angle.
Yeah, that double plate's holding together. I think we can get it. You just gotta get tension on it. All right?
At this point, I should have realized that the incidence angle of the winch line to the fulcrum point of the wall was flat, and that this will literally never work. It will just pull the wall in this direction, and not up like I want it to, breaking the toe blocks I have in place. I am a dumb.
I'm gonna have to put a board across and just remove it later. There's just no way. So, yeah. Shit. Fuck me running, man. So yesterday was a complete failure and we gave up. But today we have a jib crane or Y lean-to doohickey mahicker right there to give us a better angle to pull this thing up. And we decided to split the wall in half. It was just too heavy. So here we go. Keep going. Keep going. Go. Okay, go. Woo, that's scary. Here. I think we can maybe move it by hand now. We'll check everything. No, because I can get it. We can both get it. Woo! Talk about a puckered butthole. All right, you ready?
God, it's so tall.
It is fucking cold. You suck. Does it now? Hold it. All right, I'm gonna hurry up and get this sucker in. You got it? Yep. Okay. Here we go. Stand by. scary. Damn, this is tall as Woo! Hot damn, alright. That was scary.
Now to speed things up a bit, we ended up cutting off 6 feet from every wall top to bring the back of the wall to 10 feet and the front wall to roughly 16-ish feet. We decided that it made more sense to have a loft-style upper floor instead of a full upper level. Plus, with a full second story, it would make the front of the house almost 30 feet high, and trying to add siding to a house that high on a slope would be a little too dangerous for me, but believe it or not. Alright y'all, this concludes part 2 of our off-grid house build. Join us on the next episode where we finally complete the walls, get a roof over our heads, and tie everything up before winter. We've come a long way in only 3 months. I hope you all enjoyed the show so far. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next episode of Just a Little Off-Grid.